Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through how to save tomato seeds. So I've got my tomato with me and I will show you exactly the steps that I take to turn this tomato back into a plant to grow even more of these. If you like this video and the content that I provide, if you could give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. And we will get into this now. Okay, so the first piece of advice that's really important is knowing if your tomato is a hybrid tomato or an heirloom or open pollinated one. If you are growing hybrid tomatoes, you won't be able to save seeds from them because that is the nature of hybrid seeds. So it's meant to take the best features out of two different tomatoes, such as a resistance to blight or a resistance to powdery mildew. But if your tomato is heirloom or open pollinated, it means that you will be able to save seeds from it. So let me show you how to do that. So today I have my knife, my tomato, a cutting board, a Tupperware that has a lid on it, and some water. So that's everything that you're going to need in order to save seeds from it. So let me show you how to do it. Okay, so you're going to cut into your tomato, and most tomatoes have a lot of seeds in them, so you really only need to take seeds from part of it. So the seeds all have gel around them, and so the reason that we need water and a lidded Tupperware is because we're actually going to get the gel off of the seeds in order to make them sprout. The gel is in there purely so that way the seeds don't start sprouting inside of a tomato. It does happen from time to time, but this is the whole reason that they have the gel in there, is just to prevent it from happening on a regular basis. So what I'd like to do is I like to just take my knife and go into where all of the seeds are, and I just kind of scoop them out the way that you would with pumpkin, and you're going to scoop them out. You're going to end up with a bunch of seeds that have the gel around them. And so you can pick how many seeds you want to save from your tomato. If you want to save a lot, then you can cut up the whole tomato, or else you can just do however many you want. So once you've scooped out the amount of seeds that you want to collect, what you're going to do is you're going to take your water and you're going to pour it in. And you don't need a ton of water, but just about an inch of water is how much you're going to want to put in here. So you can see how much water I've put in. And then you are just going to put a lid on it like this. And so what I like to do, I have some from a few days ago that I was already working on, is that I just create a popsicle stick with the label on it, and I just put it on top of the lid here, so that way I know exactly what type I am fermenting. And so what you want to do is you just want to leave it in this Tupperware for about 5 to 6 days. And so every day or two, I just pick it up and I give it a good shake like this. As it's fermenting, the parts of the tomato, the flesh and the gel will start to come off the seed. So every time you shake it up, it just kind of helps separate it. And so I check on the seeds every few days once we get to about 5 or 6 days. And if it looks like the gel is coming off of it. So after it's been a few days, I take a strainer, a very fine strainer. And what I do is I pour out the watery fermented water and seeds into a bowl and strain out the seeds from it. And then I just take some clean water and help rinse them out. And so sometimes you'll have big chunks of flesh left behind, but that's not really a big deal. And then what I do is I dump the seeds on a plate. And then I personally like to separate the seeds from each other so that way they have a chance to dry. Because if you drop them all in a pile, then they will really be difficult to separate after the fact. And so sometimes when they're wet, they look like they still have their gel pack attached to them, but usually after about a week, it's pretty well guaranteed that the gel pack is off of them. So I would let them dry and then check and see if they're still jelly. But a lot of times, because the seeds are a little furry, the water is sitting around them and it's actually just more of a water sac on them instead of gel. So let them dry for about 2 days and then check them, and if they're still jelly, then you can throw them back in water again, but generally they're pretty good. And that's it. As soon as the seeds dry, you can pack them up. You can test them if you want. If you have enough seeds, You can test their germination rate before you pack them up. Otherwise, you can pack them up and wait to use them in the next season. So that's the super simple and quick way to save tomato seeds. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. I hope you have a really great day.